Everybody is here to party.
You know what, Dave? If I keep trying to get the perfect recording, it's never going to happen. So let's just kick this off. All right, folks. This is Dr. Ron Jones, your host, educator, and unapologetic voice for the imaging professionals who've been sidelined. They've been shrugged off and systematically overlooked because I'm a technologist. I'm also a teacher, and I like to be a thorn in the side of complacency. So today, from deep inside the nerve center of the healthcare resistance, this is the Excellence in Radiology Network. I'm bringing logic, I'm bringing fire, and a bit of radioactivity to the airwaves. So we are live, loaded, and coming in hot with episode today we're calling Why Nurses Get Toasted While Technologists Get Ghosted. You know what I'm talking about. But before we dive in, let's do a quick shout out to some of the legends in our YouTube comment section. We're talking about Wilson2545. This guy just passed his registry with a 90. I think I got like an 84, maybe an 86. This guy nails a 90. That's not just a win, man. That's a total flex. So it just shows that you put in the time, the study hours, you did the clinical grind, and it's all paying off. That 90 isn't just a score, it's a statement. You've got a bright future ahead of you, and I want you to stay sharp, stay hungry, and never forget this profession needs more voices like yours. And we are proud to have been part of your journey, so massive congrats to Wilson2545. Next is Jeremy Richardson 494. Your comment hit really hard, brother. From active duty to being in the second semester of the RadTech program at Pima Medical Institute, you're the reason this whole network exists in the first place. You show what transformation looks like. And when you mention this show in your application, that's gold. You like apples? How do you like them apples? That's legacy. You're building a second career now with a purpose. So we are proud to have been a part of that journey. Last but not least, let's mention 4K Xray. Welcome back to the Signal. I see you in the comments, and I'm glad we're back in sync. You've been riding this channel for a while, since the early days, and your support hasn't gone unnoticed. You're part of our foundation, and we're just getting started here with the EIR. So thanks for sticking around. Keep making noise for the imaging profession. I appreciate you. And if you want your voice heard on the show, we have set up a Technologist hotline just for you. It's 208-329-6606. That's the official phone number here for the EIR network. Drop your thoughts, your rants, your wins. We just might play it live, or at least I'll give you a shout out here. All right, so let's get back into it. And the award goes to Butt-it-up. Right. So they get the bonuses, right? They get the banners. They got the slow-mo footage in the hospital commercial set to the fluffy piano music. You, the technologist, what do you get a lanyard? And it's not even a retractable lanyard. So, you know the scene. They cut the ribbon. They give a little speech. They roll out a cookie tray. And they film the nurse placing this warm blanket on a patient like they're Florence Nightingale with a little halo, right? Well, where's our ribbon? Where's our spotlight? We're the ones running 20 minutes behind because the outpatient schedule was triple booked. The ER's paging us nonstop. The CT's backed up with a trauma scan no one even warned us about. And let's not forget all those catered lunches, the ones with those little deli sliders and 3 types of cookies. Meanwhile, over in the imaging department, you're lucky if someone even remembers it's RadTech Week. It's every year, November 8th. Hello. You know, we might get a poster. We may even get a Starbucks card. And if we're really lucky, somebody will thank us for what we do on their way downstairs to Nurses Week celebration. Have you ever seen a hospital recruitment video that even mentions text? I have. I've seen it once. We were in the background. We were blurred out. And, of course, they were zoomed in on the nurse holding a clipboard like it was sacred scripture. And don't even get me started on TV. Every cable medical drama, ER, Grey's Anatomy back in the day. Now you got The Resident. You name it. It's all doctors and nurses, doctors and nurses. Where's the respiratory therapist? How about the physical therapist? Where's the lab techs and the phlebotomist? Where are the Xray techs? We're the ones making the diagnosis possible. We're the ones moving the patients around, keeping the wheels from falling off of the whole thing. I don't know. We're clinical, we're licensed, we're diagnostic, but you wouldn't know it from the corporate brochure. So now it's time for a little obscene profit timeout, brought to you by the only thing more invisible than a misplaced lead apron.
Introducing Union Light for Technologists, the only labor group that won't scare your administrator. No strikes, no lobbying, just occasional coffee discussions and a newsletter. We believe real change starts with passive surveys and polite calendar invites. Union Light for Technologists, because organized labor sounds so aggressive. Introducing Stretch Staff, the revolutionary staffing philosophy that uses fewer people to do more work until they break. With Stretch Staff, your department can schedule one tech for 2 modalities, reassign float coverage during live trauma, and call it creative shift structuring instead of what it really is, desperation. Our system automatically replaces vacation coverage with guilt, rewards overperformance with more shifts, and denies every PTO request with a smile and a mission statement. Stretch Staff, because nothing says we're a family like running 2 rooms alone while your supervisor updates their LinkedIn profile. Now featuring the "we're doing the best we can" excuse package and a complimentary stress ball that you'll never have time to use. Stretch Staff.
I just realized everybody is
A little
here
close to home,
party.
is it, on that one? All right. Well, Dr. Ron Jones here, coming at you live in the EIR network. Talking to all my barium inimists, cross-table lateralists. We're talking about why nurses have all the power. So let's talk about how they did it. You see, nurses have structure. They have national leadership. They have local chapters. They have lobbyists, paid lobbyists. They have unions with strike funds. They have staffing ratio campaigns. They even have war chests and rallies and leverage. And here's the proof. I've got it right here in my stack of stuff. According to the American Nurses Association, they have over 4 million registered nurses nationwide and more than 200,000 members in their union branches. The California Nursing Association alone has nearly 100,000 members and millions in lobbying influence. The National Council of State Boards of Nursing, that's the NCSBN, spent over $1.4 million on lobbying and policy development in a recent fiscal year. Meanwhile, the ASRT, our biggest imaging organization, their entire annual lobbying budget barely scratches 6 figures. So this isn't about favoritism. It's about firepower. They built the machine. We built coping mechanisms. I was once in a leadership meeting where the topic was burnout, and then somebody said, well, the nurses have a union and they just ask for more. And I thought, well, yeah, exactly. They ask loudly and repeatedly. We wait for recognition in radiology like it's the Easter Bunny. So they have professional identities reinforced in pop culture. They have policy, education, they have recruitment. Every nursing student knows who represents them. Now ask your average rad tech who represents them at the national level. Most won't even know what the ASRT stands for. You want to know how nurses win? It's because they make noise. They lobby Congress. They pressure hospital boards. They show up in numbers. They have leadership pipelines. They train nurses for advocacy roles. Some even take legislative internships. What do? We get tagged in another "thanks imaging" Facebook post and call it a win. And the wild part is hospitals cannot function without us. Is CT down? The ER will stall. MRI short-staffed? The surgical schedule backs up. X-ray unavailable? Nobody's going anywhere. We are essential, but not organized. That's the difference. That's the gap. And the gap is costing us. And now It's time for one more obscene profit timeout, brought to you by...
Introducing Budget Freeze, the revolutionary approach to hospital staffing that saves money by spending nothing. With Budget Freeze, your department can halt all hiring regardless of need, stretch existing staff to cover double shifts, and maintain the illusion of efficiency with a skeleton crew. Experience the benefits of increased burnout rates, declining patient satisfaction, and a revolving door of overworked employees. Budget Freeze, because who needs adequate staffing when you have motivational posters? Now featuring the "We Appreciate You" email template and a complimentary pizza party coupon redeemable during your unpaid lunch break. Budget Freeze. Feeling undervalued? Then try the Recognition Ribbon, the only workplace award with zero monetary value but lots of heart. Made from 30% recycled badge clips and 70% unspoken resentment. Recognition Ribbon, because applause is cheaper than advocacy.
I just realized everybody
I know,
is here
they're just getting
for
silly, aren't they? But they're not that far from the truth. Where are we at? We're going into segment 3 here. The elephants are still going nuts upstairs. It's like 90 degrees in this office. I don't know. Sometimes I question why I'm even here. Where are we at? All right. So what happens when you have no advocacy? That's what we're talking about, right? I'll tell you what happens. You disappear. You become the help. You become the afterthought. Radiologists aren't going to speak up for you. Nurses aren't going to speak for you. And admins definitely won't speak up for you. You become the ghost in the hospital machine. The one who gets called in when it breaks, but never when it's fixed. And I've got it right here in my stack of stuff. A 2023 workforce survey showed that fewer than 18% of hospitals include imaging professionals in leadership decisions. That means 4 out of 5 places where decisions get made about you, you're not even in the room. And the kicker is you're clinical, you're licensed, you're diagnostic. You just don't act like it because you were never taught to. Let me put it another way. How many times has someone come to you after implementing a new workflow and said, hey, does this actually make sense from an imaging perspective? Yeah, no, never. We are brought in after the meeting, after the equipment is purchased, after the policies are written. We are retrofit professionals, kind of like that old portable when we switched to DR, right? We're retrofits. You've been told your silence is professionalism, but it's not. It's permission. It gives leadership the green light to make decisions about your license, your labor, and your patients without ever asking for your input. See, this isn't just about feeling disrespected. It's about patient safety. It's about burnout. And it's about longevity in a field where techs are walking away faster than they can be replaced. You are not background noise. You are clinical infrastructure, but no one's going to recognize that until you do. So now, real quick, we're going to run to another obscene profit timeout, and then we'll be right back. Don't go away.
This episode brought to you by Invisible Ink Advocacy, the group fighting for rad tech so silently you won't even know they're there. No protests, no demands, but we might fax something eventually. Invisible Ink Advocacy, because staying invisible has always worked, right? Introducing Doing Our Best, the all-purpose excuse leadership uses when things fall apart and nobody wants to be accountable. With Doing Our Best, your hospital can postpone hiring indefinitely, turn 3-person shifts into solo missions, and respond to every concern with, "We hear you, and we're doing our best." Doing Our Best comes bundled with empty thank you emails, emoji-filled Slack messages, and the all-new Let's Circle Back in Q2 deflection pack. Need help? Need coverage? Need a day off? Just ask. We'll do our best, which, legally speaking, means nothing.
Doing our best, because admitting we're failing costs more than saying we care. Now available in 5 languages of vague accountability.
I just realized everybody is here to party.
All right, we're coming back in from the break. Dr. Ron Jones here, Excellence in Radiology Network. We're talking about reclaiming our power. We're talking about recognition. And you don't fix this by just hoping the hospital wakes up. You fix this by organizing locally, nationally, professionally. Start a roundtable, start a newsletter, start a podcast like this one, a regional imaging council. Start something. Techs are some of the most capable, intelligent, multi-skilled professionals in healthcare, and we've spent decades acting like disposable help. You've been told stay in your lane to avoid rocking the boat, to be grateful for the badge and the paycheck, but that mindset has kept us parked in a career cul-de-sac. You're not support staff, you're not background characters, you are part of the diagnostic chain of command. And if no one's invited you to the table yet, then it's time to build your own damn table. Look, it's not just about raising your voice, it's about raising your numbers. You want leverage? Start with Unity. The National Union of Healthcare Workers helped push through mandatory nurse-patient ratios in California. Technologists? We still don't even have a national standard for maximum daily scans per modality. And burnout? Don't get me started. 2022 data from the ARRT shows 68% of technologists report chronic stress symptoms, but only 12% say their facility has a plan to address it. Big shocker there. This is not sustainable, and it's not healthcare. This is exploitation. You are a clinician. You are a licensed, certified, indispensable professional. It's time to act like it, speak like it, and mobilize like it. This is Dr. Ron Jones signing off from the Excellence in Radiology Network, reminding you that the loudest voice doesn't win. It's the most organized one that does.
I just realized everybody is here to party.
Oh, yeah.